24/7, 24/7 color.
That's amazing. I love that.
That's a good tagline.
That
yeah,
is.
We got 24/7 color here.
24/7 color in this garden, 365 days a year. Boom. Hey guys, welcome back to another Meet the Gardener, Meet the Farmers. We are here in Oregon, right in my backyard. Actually, you guys are only about 25 minutes away from our house, which is very exciting because I'll be back here. And we are here with Anton and Jill and their beautiful garden. Dan told me about their garden. We actually did a garden tour with Dan a few weeks ago, and he said, you have to come see Anton and Jill's garden. It's beautiful. I'm already taken back. I haven't seen anything yet. I like to be surprised. I can't wait to jump in and show you guys this beautiful, it's like a garden, but it's also like a collector's garden. So I'm excited to dive in and look at all of the beautiful specimens that they have. All right, so we are going to start up here at the top because you have a beautiful little walkway down. Yeah. Can I ask first, what is this vine here?
Yeah, this is a clematis.
Oh, it is a clematis.
Clematis, actually,
clematis.
Is how you pronounce it officially for all those plant nerds out there. Yeah. It's a Montana. Okay. And Montanas are known for getting extremely big. So we just actually hacked it back. But obviously in the springtime, it's beautiful because it puts off pink flowers and the entire walkway is fully pink. So.
Lovely. And you're right, the Montanas, they do get so massive. They're like one of the greatest clematis to grow in the garden. So before we really dive into all of these beautiful trees, I'm kind of freaking out a little bit.
Yes.
Has this always been like this?
No. So we moved in coming up on 15 years ago. And the entire house, in the front of the house, this was all grass.
Oh my gosh.
So 100% of it was grass. It had maybe a little bit of a small planting area right here that was perennials and flowers and stuff like that. So little by little, year by year, all the grass came out, all the rocks that we'll see in today's garden and all the soil, everything was hand put in by me.
No kidding.
So all the work has been done by me, and of course Jill helping, you know, when I need that extra helping hand, maybe with a 1,000-pound rock or something like that.
Just a little bit.
So yeah, this was all absolutely just 100% grass. You could see the neighbors across the street, so on and so forth.
Right. And how long did this take? When did you guys purchase this house?
We bought it in November of 2010, and I think the first day we moved in, I started taking out some plants.
Oh, really?
There's a giant, if we get over into the front, there's a giant Cedrus atlantica pendula that really holds the entire corner of the house, kind of frames it perfectly. That's original to the house, but there was some barberry underneath it. It was just not appeasing to the eye. So literally, to your question, I started working on it immediately. I was taking that out, and then we started kind of in sections with lawns. You know, some gardens that inspired us as we, before we moved up here from California was we often went to the Oregon Garden. We went to Isley, Don House, his old Porterhouse Farms is what it was called. That really drew a lot of inspiration from mounding, using rocks, doing pathways. And then actually the fourth garden that really inspired us is Jill's uncle who lives in the Bay Area. When we would visit his garden, every corner, everywhere you would go kind of had like a new, something that would surprise you, it'd be different. And so just combining all those, 15 years later.
And this is what you have.
This is what you get.
That is incredible. Real quick, before we move on into the actual garden, your entryway here is lined up with beautiful conifers and maples. Are you constantly mixing the two? Do you have a preference, or do you guys always just plant what you love and see how it goes? And you're also combining multiple things in the same container. That's interesting.
Yeah, totally. So a little of both. Like I like conifers and maples the most, and then after that kind of created a good foundation with the entire garden, then started mixing in other plants with it, and then that's where it really got taken off. But I mean, like this wooden box, I made that wooden box, and just like I said, kind of drew inspiration from different gardens. There's a penstemon that I recently put in there that will come out and take over and be
this little guy.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
That will be fully purple.
Oh, really?
The purple flowers. In fact, I think when we go in the back, there's one that may be blooming. Okay. So no one gets perforated treatment. Just really, I'm more of what works well in its space, depending on its color, its size, its shape, its growth habit. So I do pay attention to those factors to kind of combine everything into the garden.
Okay, and you have a little nest right there. That's so cute.
That was a little hummingbird nest.
That's so perfect.
That came out. So
that's so perfect. Well, I'll let you lead the way into your garden. Now, when you're talking about bringing in all of these stones and all of these rocks, first of all, that makes me very excited because we just recently did a little video on buying boulders and things like that because we want to add that into our garden. But because you are at a slope, did you have to do any additional grading here, or did you just really use the land? Like, what was that like for you?
Yeah, we really just kind of did use the land. I mean, I did sloping from the perspective of raising things up.
Oh, got it.
Right. And as I've worked on gardens and worked on my own garden, infrastructure starts first. You can get really caught up by getting your plants and wanting to put those plants in the ground, and then you're like, great, now I kind of need to add rocks and stuff. So, you have to fight yourself. It really is about getting the rocks, the earth where you want it.
Right.
A lot of the soil is amended as well. So I use a lot of this quarter 10. It's clean.
Okay.
So this is, I don't know how many hundreds of yards of this is probably here. So especially on this hillside, it was all clay.
Yeah.
So everything's built up. And again, kind of as I referenced earlier, a lot of the gardens that we visited and seen and got inspiration from, they all tended to kind of build up versus just putting straight on the ground.
Right. So you guys don't mulch then? You don't have to mulch?
Not really. No, we mulch a little bit in some spots. That gives a little good compost, and you don't really need to fertilize conifers when they're in the ground. You really don't want to actually, but a little compost on top of it just to clean it up. But you can see most of the spaces are kind of taken anyways.
Taken over, yeah.
We're not putting in too much compost in general.
That is fascinating. So I do want to talk about it because I'm a fertilized girl. I love to fertilize our plants, but I only use organic things.
Sure.
And it's usually with our newer trees.
Yeah.
So our new conifers, anytime we're planting a new tree, only because our soil it's so compact, it's so clay. Like, I feel like I need things in the soil to help break down those nutrients, because clay does have nutrients. You just have to kind of work it to loosen up some of those nutrients. So I am fertilized happy.
That's okay though. New planting. So absolutely, with larger trees or transplants. I got this. This is one of the first trees I put in.
This maple?
It's called Osakazuki.
Okay.
It's bright, fiery red. That's why I selected it for this spot. So the fall color on it, which will be in a couple weeks, is incredible. I got it from a tree farm called Big Trees Now that's out in Hillsboro. And the guy gave me, I forget the name of the chemical, but he said, mix this throughout the growing season, right? From spring when I put it in April through June, and to your point, right? He's like, it really will help with the transplanting and the nutrients and stuff like that. So I still use that stuff today. I get it on Amazon. I forget the name of it.
Okay.
So for some of the larger stuff that I'll put in, or maybe transplants, when we go in the back, I transplanted a very large tree this spring. And I use that stuff religiously on it. Tree is very happy.
I'm going to get you guys a bag of Biotone starter fertilizer, because that's what we use.
Nice, okay.
And it has like mycorrhiza, and it's fantastic. Do a little bit of research on it. It's really great.
And I will clarify, I do use fertilizer on my clematis, all of my flowering plants that are throughout here. So I do religiously use fertilizer on those. It's just like something like this on the ground. This doesn't need any fertilizer. Right.
And I feel like it's getting so much runoff from other things. That,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You really, if you use fertilizer on it, it's going to grow.
we don't want to encourage a ton of growth.
Exactly.
In our gardens.
Exactly. So on the ground, pretty good.
What is this? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What is this blue conifer here?
This is a witch's broom.
It is a witch's broom. Another one.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
3 gardens that have a witch's broom.
Oh yeah. I mean, most of what you're looking at is either a seedling selection or a witch's broom.
Wow.
That's going to be 99.99% of everything in the garden. So
okay.
Seedling selection, which is really great because it takes time to figure out, okay, is this unique? And then of course, witch's brooms. So yeah, this is a witch's broom. This is often Engelmanni spruce. I can't recall the name off the top of my head. We can look at a tag because everything in my garden is tagged. I think this one is not Tomsky. It is Signa. Signa. I think that's how you pronounce it. So there is, he is now no longer with us, but a real famous gentleman that was out of the Rockies.
Okay.
And he found like thousands of witch's brooms throughout Utah, Colorado, all those areas. And that's one of them.
Incredible. So as we make our way, I'm going to switch spots with you.
Yeah.
As we make way, I'm seeing that you have a lot of ground cover.
It is a nice ground cover, but it's pretty darn invasive. So even these mondo grasses that we like to keep, my wife Jill has to come through and really clean it out.
Yeah. So it does seem like it's not, would you say it's a lot of maintenance to have ground covers, or?
No, not a ton of maintenance. You just have to understand that it may take over in some spots.
Right, when it's very happy.
Exactly, like we have a lot of mint throughout here. It's fun in the pathways, but then it makes its way into the rest of the garden.
Sure.
And so you just be careful what you put in here.
Yeah,
this hasn't been too aggressive for us, and we kind of like it because it puts some good red texture against everything here.
Right, it's like a nice contrast with the rocks and the greens, even like with the mondo grass. It's just it's different.
I would say just know what you're getting into.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
sure. So know the plant that you're getting. Like if you know mint's gonna spread, you know, keep that in mind because it could be hard to eradicate once it starts. This would be extremely difficult to fully eradicate, but we keep it in check. Right. It just needs a good haircut.
Yeah, it's like a new gardener who plants mint in their garden and not like in a contained spot. And we're just all like, you're never gonna not have mint.
This started from, just a small, tiny little container.
Yeah, and it just made its way out.
Yeah.
What is this little specimen here?
That's a Daphne. I just actually put that in recently, I think just about a week or so ago.
Oh, really?
I've got several other Daphnes that you can check out that we'll see through the garden. I love the Daphnes, especially some of the dwarf ones that are out there. The flowers and the color and the smell that they put off.
Oh,
it's
fabulous.
just phenomenal. This one's called Marian White, so it'll come out with white flowers. Pretty good tame spot for it. In fact, I used to have a much larger Daphne that was in this area that kind of took up this whole spot. So you can see why that was blown out right there and the backside right here.
Because it was just taking over this whole space.
It took over. So I had a friend that owns a nursery. I said, look, pretty rare Daphne, cut on it. He hacked on it and repropagated it. So I have a little cutting of it as well. So, it's nice. It's not the complete end of it.
Yes, I love that. I love that. So your pathways here are about what, 2 feet tall?
Yeah,
or 2 feet wide, sorry.
So this was the original pathway that actually, believe it or not, we put these in not on top, but we dug them out. This used to be all grass. So in order to get to the front of our house, to the entire pathway through here, we put this in and we're like, wait a minute, I got this. Okay, so it just expanded from here. But
Wow.
Like as an example, I think this is a 15-year-old grass.
Wow.
I guess that's the point. Look how large it is.
Holy
it probably
moly.
started with just a small little piece like that right in there and then has taken off.
It has, okay.
So fun, again, it's not all about just conifers and maples.
Sure.
Have a nice heather that has come through here.
Yes.
This particular heather, it's called white lawn.
This one?
Yeah, this one here. It's called white lawn. It stays nice and flat, and it puts off nice white flowers.
Do you guys use a lot of flowers in your garden?
Oh yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. I got a rhododendron here that's purple. This is a clematis that comes out red. So, and not the right time of the year, but you can see like, I love lilies. So I have a lot of different lily species. I mean, just all over the place that if I can find a spot.
Sure, and the heucheras, they also flower.
Yeah,
and I think
they do.
We always use heucheras for the foliage and the texture and the color, but they actually do put off a really beautiful little stem of wispy flower.
Yep, they put off a really fun stem that's got a lot of flowers on it. Yeah. This one's called Redstone Falls.
Redstone Falls,
and it just does that. It flows, so it's not like a clumping. I think there's a Yellowstone Falls that has come out, but I got this one. I took a plant propagation class at the local community college. 10 or 15 years ago. Everyone knows Terra Nova. Terra Nova donated Petri dish samples of this particular one before it came out in the market. So I propagated this like 15 years ago in a little from a Petri dish, and
now here it is.
It's still in my garden.
Okay, so if we make our way down here,
yeah,
I love how your garden is just so interactive, and you can go up and down.
Yeah, yeah.
Just so into like
you got to do loop-de-loos in this garden. So and there's little kind of hidden, like this is a pretty tight passageway.
Sure.
But it comes through, you know, like a middle opening right here that's really nice.
Right. And did you always have it designed that way? Did you know, like, how do you put something like this together?
You know,
because if you think about it, okay, it was all grass. You came from California.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I feel like Oregon and like Washington, we have the best stuff, okay?
Oh yeah,
you can't grow in California.
Yeah,
because you're northern.
California,
okay,
like really north, and Bay Area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you come up with a vision like this? Like to have these paths in and out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, so honestly, I think you just have to evolve with how you garden, right? Your garden's always going to change.
Sure.
Your preferences may change. The size of the plants may change. So the reason why I bring that up as an example is this area right here was actually a pathway.
This whole area right here.
Right. This pathway continued up until here because this was one of the first like mounds that we did in the middle of the grass here. And after time, I'm like, you know what? I really don't need a pathway right here. I can kind of create this cool opening, this space right here, and then punch into here. So completely change the landscape.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, you know, from a planning wise, sorry to say, it was kind of just by piece by piece by piece. And then we tackled it all together because you can get really overwhelmed if you got a yard that you want to like, you know, have a good amount of space that you want to like, how do I tie this all together? It can be very overwhelming. I think just start with spaces and what you want that space to look like. Then you can tie it in. And that seemed to have worked for us.
So it's almost like you have created different garden rooms.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's stop here real quick as well. So this particular plant is a seedling off of Pinus parviflora Goldilocks. You can see.
Oh my gosh.
This is what we named the garden after.
The sundial.
Sundial.
Wow.
So we actually won this at an American Conifer Society auction.
Oh my gosh.
And we're able to name it. So it just kind of drew some inspiration for naming the garden Sundial as well.
Right.
Really because we're also, you're good, on a corner lot. And the way that the sun comes through, kind of just for like, it just naturally
Made
name
sense.
came through for a sundial. So got to name that, and that's the special plant that's named sundial.
So this is the sundial garden. I love that. Every garden should have a name. Mine is called Chaos right now. And what is this specimen
that's
here?
a really old Korean fir. It puts off, as you can see, this is where the spent cones were at. It's called Geit. It's I think a selection from maybe the Netherlands. This is probably like a 15-year-old plant.
No kidding.
Yeah, so this is really a slow growing Korean fir.
Wow. And so in terms of rarity,
yeah,
are you like a big fan trying to get that next plant, that next tree? Or is it just really if it strikes you?
Exactly.
Okay.
I guess my thought is, it's like there's 7 billion people plus in the world, right? So the plant world is very similar, where I'm not gonna be able to collect everything,
right?
And so,
but we sure want to.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not hoarding plants just to have a list. It's really about, oh, okay, yeah, that's a cool one. Or I think what I like about it too is the provenance behind a plant and who found it. Was it a seedling selection that someone waited 10 years before they, put it on the market? A lot of these plants, since they grow so slow, there is no market value. So being involved with, I now propagate and conifers myself. So exchanging scion with others. So long answer. It's at this point, there's over 700 plants in this collection.
700 different
Yeah, I
plants.
keep a spreadsheet of genus, species, cultivar, when I got it, who I got it from, and then any notes. And that's including, things like clematis or lilies, right? So there is definitely over 700 items on that Excel spreadsheet.
That's
and incredible. I do that for fun, just because it is fun.
Well, I feel like we always do something. And I think there's like a big group of gardeners out there, and I'm certainly this way, and so is Sergey. We like to know what's in our garden.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
When we started in our garden, when we bought the house, we ripped everything out. I mean, we leveled the backyard.
Got it,
took everything out in the front yard. We left one tree, and that was the crimson Japanese maple.
Yeah.
And that was it, because I couldn't identify like some of the roses. So all of our friends just went crazy because
what are you doing?
Well, and we gave everything away, so they were rehomed to people that are not as crazy as us, that don't have to know
exactly.
It's okay. It's okay.
Some things outgrow, like this plant. This is coming out in the fall.
Okay.
Or maybe in the winter.
Okay.
I'll dig a nice root ball off of it and see if I can give it to someone if they want it. But like this plant's behind us as well. That
this
kind of
one? No, the tall one?
This one right here might take that out, and someone be like, "Are you kidding me? That's gorgeous!" So and it is pretty, but it's
there's something better you can put there.
Yeah, I'd like to open up the garden and then maybe put some smaller dwarf conifers in there that I can fit in. So you just have to kind of give yourself permission to take something out, and something's going to replace it, because in 20 years, that won't be there.
Right, exactly.
Right, so what's the difference between 20 years and 10 years and 5 years? And it served its purpose in the garden. And
right, now it's time to move on to something else.
Exactly.
And I love that you guys do that. Real quick, is this a Mugo?
No, pine? This is a black pine.
Black pine?
Yeah, so Pinus thunbergii, real popular one called Thundercloud.
Thundercloud.
So I have a friend of ours who's a pruner, prune on it, and this is kind of her little fun project when she comes by and works on it.
Oh my gosh, she can come over to our house next. This is beautiful.
It's off these giant white candles that can almost be like 15 to 16 inches long.
Oh, really?
So that's why they kind of call it Thunderhead, because it looks like a cloud, right? I think the candles are starting to come out.
Yeah, Anton, I'm just so distracted. There's just like the rocks, the boulders that he has in here. He has like lichen and moss just growing everywhere. It's so, I could really spend hours and hours here.
Yes, I was not lying. We haven't even made it to, we're maybe like 1/10 through here.
We're gonna keep going.
So we'll look at this later at the front of the house.
Yeah.
But I have a witch's broom that was growing on a Korean fir called Frosty.
Okay.
And that's a graft of it, and a really good buddy of mine who comes up with great names named it Frostbite.
Frostbite, okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love when you can find something that has like that green and then that blue-white undertone.
Yeah.
It just gives it this like fluffy look to it.
The really well-known one, which you probably have heard, is Icebreaker.
Icebreaker, yep.
Which I have one on a
right
standard.
Here. right
here.
here.
So
Yep.
they're different, you know, they're very different.
What is this tree right here to our left?
Yeah, this is a magnolia, and it's called
Oh.
Genie.
Genie.
And I think there's a plant patent on it, but it was selected for being very narrow and more petite, right? More fastidiata versus some of the magnolias that are out there, as you know, can get like 30 feet wide, right? So this is supposed to be, as you can see, maybe 4 to 5 feet and then straight up. And gorgeous plants. It flowers probably almost 3 times a year.
No
with just
kidding.
like these really dark maroon flowers on it.
Okay.
So real cool selection. You can find it in nurseries now. It's starting to make its way through a lot of nurseries, which is great because it's a phenomenal plant.
Right. I think we've seen one of these before, actually, because we were looking for more of a compact magnolia to go out in the front garden.
Yeah. This would be a great choice. And
it's beautiful.
that's why I selected it to put it here, because I knew it wouldn't really outgrow the space. You know, we're on 3/4 of an acre approximately, and you only can have so many big trees.
Right. Well, yeah, and
right?
that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
You've managed to use every square inch of your garden, which is phenomenal. What's the pruning schedule like for you? Do you also prune like pretty heavily to keep things?
No. So the only thing we prune is our maples. And kind of referenced earlier, you have a good friend that's an aesthetic pruner. So she comes by maybe once or twice a year. So she only does our maples. And then some of my pines, like that black pine. So nothing else really needs pruning on. I do come in, like as an example, you can see some of the spent pieces here. I did come in, I think it was earlier last week, and kind of took out a lot of the dead stuff in there.
Okay.
So I think more pruning is for shaping things. You know, especially if it's going to throw off a leader or side pieces and you want it to look a certain way.
Sure.
But from like a maintenance standpoint, it's really, you know, the maples to get them to looking like we want to, and then a couple of the conifers.
Okay. Seeing Jean's garden, your garden, Dan's garden, it really has opened up my eyes and Sergey's eyes of different conifers, like rare ones, not even like so rare, but unusual ones that we don't see at like our normal garden center. That's why we need to go to like Isley, because they have the best stuff. But anyways, to find like narrow growing things that won't require a lot of maintenance in our garden. So I'm just like, I'm trying to mentally take it all in.
There's a plant for every space.
There is. I love that motto.
There really is. It's just a matter of finding it and putting it in there, and then like we talked about earlier, if it doesn't work there anymore, or it's suffering because it doesn't have the right conditions, then you kind of gotta get rid of it. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's like, it can be a little overwhelming, but we've managed, you know, to make it work in this garden, and not afraid to take anything out once it's kind of served its purpose and moved on. There's another Korean fir, and it's called Vangels.
Vangels. Okay, this is really interesting.
Yeah, so you can see the spent cones from, I think this may have been last year. So these are actually really kind of purplish, very ornamental, and that's why it's selected.
And what about this long one right here?
Yeah, so we prune it that way. That's actually a taxus, and if we didn't prune it that way, because it is deciduous, it would take up that entire space.
Oh, got it. Okay.
It's called peeve minaret.
Peeve minaret.
Peeve minaret. We'll spin up maybe this way.
Yeah.
So I do have a little bit of lawn.
Okay. That's cute.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit to say we have grass.
Exactly, just to kind of kick it off the sidewalk here.
Yeah,
so
beautiful.
This is one of the first mounds that we built here. There's a funny picture of my wife kind of standing in the middle here with her arms up with, you know, all the grass. So this is pretty, maybe 12 or 13-year-old section. And a couple things this is getting eaten up, so I'm going to take that out. Here's another Daphne. You can see it did a second push with some purple flowers here.
Oh, wow. I love how it mounds like that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, where's your witch's room up here?
Oh, it's up and around the corner.
Is it? Okay.
But one thing I thought I'd mention too, you know, standards.
Right.
So a lot of people will be like, what is this weird thing growing on the top of a
A stick.
A stick,
Yeah.
right? But I like them. You can put a lot of different plants underneath them as well. So actually, this is something that's going to be popping up. I always forget the name of it. A Phelion. They put off just this whole area will come off with this these little star flowers.
Oh.
So the point being is, don't be afraid to put a standard in. You know, you can maybe see the plant a little bit higher up versus having it on the ground.
Sure.
And then you can do a lot of stuff underneath the plant as well.
Right. Well, I appreciate that you said that, because I'll be 100% honest. I don't like standards, because I'm always like, what am I gonna? You look like a lollipop.
Yeah, exactly.
But now I'm seeing them more and more, and you're right. Like, look at all of the plant space.
You can use them in the space well, and they work well. Sometimes they even kind of look like they're floating. Like, there's another standard, right? This wouldn't look as nice if maybe it was on the ground, or I can grow things around it.
Sure.
There's another standard of another conifer.
Exactly. Who's this fluffy guy?
This is a seedling selection from one of my friends.
Is it? Oh my gosh.
It's a Pinus Winehorst, I think is how you pronounce it.
Wow.
Usually the cultivar that's out there, it's a pretty popular one, can't think of the name of it. Gets really big pine, puts off these giant cones that almost could be like 3 inches long. So it's really great plant. He did some work with some seedlings. He selected 4 of them, and as a good friend, he gave me one of them. His that he has, he named. It took him a long time to name it, so he called it Patience. I think that's what he named it. And after he named it, I'm like, well, can I name this one? And he said, go for it. And I said, well, I'm going to name it Gratitude.
Gratitude. Oh, that's nice.
It's kind of like Patience, Gratitude.
Right,
I'm not sure what the other 2 seedlings are, but yeah, this is a one-of-a-kind plant right here. Yeah, and I candle prune in a little bit, and I'm probably going to propagate it this year. So I heard you say darn.
Yeah.
If you like it, I will give you a cutting or a plant on it, because it's a really cool plant.
It is very cool. Wow. And your atlas here too, by the way, is beautiful.
Yes, this is the large Cedrus atlantica that we talked about. This is the only original tree here.
Is it? Okay.
The base on it is it's like an elephant's leg, if not bigger.
Oh my gosh. Hold on, let me just show. Look at that, you guys. You never see one. I mean, you do, but they're so rare to see them that thick.
And these have been suffering with needle blight.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, we kind of talked earlier about fertilizer, but we didn't talk about is like preventative sprays for fungus.
What do you do for that?
So for this one, I'll probably spray it here before we head into the winter time, but then I spray it with the fungicide through Bonade, right? Everyone knows that company.
Yeah.
And they have a certain one that they have 2 different fungicides. One of them has the chemical that's needed on it.
Okay.
If you literally Google it, I think I don't know if it's Oregon University, but one of the universities has a good article about it. In fact, if you go on Sundial Urban Garden on Facebook, I posted where that article is on my page, so you can link to it. So if you have that problem with these, you'll see them around. You're like, oh my gosh, that thing looks awful in the spring, right? It's just like losing all of its hair, right?
Right.
I mean,
oh yeah, ours is doing this too. So we might have that problem.
It's a needle blight, it's a fungus, and what happens is it's spore borne from the ground up. So I'll clean all these needles out, and then probably spray it in the late fall here, which today's the last day of summer.
I know. Oh, is it really?
Yes, today's the last day of summer. Tomorrow's the first day of fall.
Yay!
So I don't know, maybe in November-ish or something like that, before it gets colder, I'll give it a hard spray, and then I spray it pretty religiously in the fall time.
That's a really good tip.
With all my maples, I spray them with a fungicide as well.
Okay, same one or a different one?
A different one.
Different one. Okay.
Which I can get the name of that. It's called Photon 30. I think you can get it on Amazon. Some maple online sellers sell it too.
Sure.
But that really helps with pseudoments. I can't pronounce some of these names of the funguses, but I spray all my maples religiously as well in the springtime. Once I'll do it before when the buds are kind of just starting to push, I'll do not a spray, but the root ball zone. So I'll soak that, and then once the leaves have come out, then I'll spray it. And I also do it in the fall as well. So probably in the next 4 to 5 weeks, I'll go around and spray everything as well. That will help.
Love your little fuchsia here.
Yeah.
Just tucked in back here.
Yeah, so just fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fuchsias right now are, I mean, if you're not growing fuchsias in the Pacific Northwest, the hardy ones,
what are you even
you're
doing?
missing out because, I mean, some of these have bloomed through late November.
Oh my gosh.
And just some gorgeous blooms, a lot of different varieties that are out there.
Wow. You know, it's funny. I actually, we went to Chelsea this year.
Oh, wonderful,
in England. It was just so great. And they had a stand with just like hundreds of different fuchsias.
Like, can I take these home?
Yeah. Well, there was one named Claudia, and I was like, oh, I got to take that one home. I couldn't, but I really wanted it. Oh my gosh.
This is a large Daphne. This area just is, it smells so good.
Oh my gosh.
A couple
I bet.
Weeks of the year when it comes out.
I bet. Oh, I love it. So what's your favorite? Like, what kind of plants do you tend to go for? Again, I know we kind of talked about this.
Yeah.
But are you more, if you had to pick, are you more of a conifer guy?
Oh, yeah. I like conifers better than maples.
Maple.
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Sorry, maple people.
Maple folks, he says sorry.
Yeah, sorry, but I prefer conifers. They're just a little bit easier to deal with.
Sure.
There's more varieties. I mean, I get it. There are so many varieties with maples too.
Right.
But they can be a little bit more finicky, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
With their growing conditions, they're light.
Sure.
There is a lot of them that are out there now, with a lot of similarities that people are naming.
Yeah.
So I truly just would go for a conifer first. You can see that there's definitely more conifers in this garden than maples. But I'm very selective on what maples I've put in.
Right.
And then what I want them to accomplish in that specific place.
There's a purpose for like when you plant things. It's not just like willy-nilly. Yeah, Strega and I are like that. I think he's more of the maple guy and I'm the conifer person.
Yes, Dan. I would say Dan's more of the maple, definitely the more of the maple guy.
Yes. His maples were incredible.
Yeah, and he does an incredible job of pruning them.
Oh, I know. That one in front of his office window.
Yes.
I was like, what? I still can't get over that.
Okay, so witch's broom. So you can see this tree right here. We can go around on the other side as well.
Okay.
But this is Abies Coriana frosty. A little bit different than what you see at nurseries, which is Hortzman's silverlocky. This has purple cones, much smaller growing versus Hortzman's silverlocky, which is larger, gets green cones. Long story short, this is coming off the same plant. You can see it's very different, and that's the witch's broom.
So
that we've propagated.
That's how you find one.
That's how you find one.
Did you already propagated this one?
Yes. Yeah. If you come around this other side, you'll probably get better lighting on it.
Sure. We love a garden with echinacea.
Yep.
Even if it's just that one right there. I love that little peekaboo.
So yeah, that's probably a little bit better lighting on that.
So when will you propagate? Will you take the whole thing?
No. So you just take a cutting like this.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's all it takes?
You can probably see right here is where a cutting was taken.
Oh, so you don't have to take the whole thing out.
Yep, you just take that off and then this will get grafted onto root stock that's compatible. If I'm lucky enough, I can get Abies Coriana.
Okay, so
root stock.
When you pick a root stock, like, does you have to be specific?
Yeah, so on firs, there's a couple different kinds that you can do at firs, some of that are more hardy. And then on pines, you have to do like needles. So as an example, like this is Pinus parviflora. This is a 5-needle pine. Most common is Pinus strobus to graft that on as the understock. It's Pinus mugo, so you would need to do this as a 2-needle pine. If you wanted to graft this, you would have to do this on something like Pinus nigra or Pinus sylvestris is popular. Chief Joseph.
I know, I was gonna say you have, right when we pulled up, I think I looked at Sergey. I don't know if I mentioned it, but look, he has a Chief Joseph too. I'm so excited. Dan gave us one and I about cried. Actually,
love it. Cool.
I did cry on the way home. I didn't tell him this, but I was like tearing up. I was like, I can't believe we finally have one. I can't, I can't wait for it to get to this size. It's so beautiful. And I'm sure it's just an electric yellow in the winter.
It's gorgeous. This one's got a nice curve to the trunk here. I was lucky enough to, late Jim Boyko, kind of fun fact with him, I believe it was his friend who originally found it while hunting and brought the plant back, and then I think Jim was the first one to propagate it. He was really good with styling plants, and he had this nice cool bend in it.
Yeah.
And,
I don't think I've seen one bend like this before.
yeah, because it actually starts kind of over here.
Right there. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's got this
Holy
cool natural
cow.
bend that's through it.
Look at that, you guys. Amazing.
Speaking of Jim Boyko, this is another really cool plant. He did a lot of seedling selections with Pinus strobus, and this is called Slim Jim.
Slim Jim.
So you can see, really, look how, I mean, this is like 1.5 feet width.
Right.
And I'm not doing anything like candle pruning
Special?
it to keep it like that. So
It's just, okay, that's just naturally how it grows.
yeah, the most common one is Angel Falls that's out there.
Yep, we have one of those.
Yeah,
right
so
by our
Angel Falls
entryway.
is going to be, you can do a lot of different things if you want to stake it up or how high.
Right.
But this one he selected specifically for how slim it is and kind of how the needles and everything just really hangs down. There's just nothing wanting to kind of bring these things out.
Yeah, and I like that because I think it adds a lot of like a different texture.
Well, plus you can fit it in a small space
yeah,
too.
absolutely. And the needles are so soft.
I'm going to take out that rhododendron because it's very, very old and febile.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, so I'm going to take that out. I'm going to bring in some more soil.
Yeah.
This is actually going to go kind of where the rhododendron is. So you know, I do a lot of transplanting.
Okay, can we talk about that for one second? That's the other thing. I move trees often, and people, it flips their world upside down. You do too. And I feel like when I'm talking to people like you, I'm like, oh, these are professionals. Oh, yeah. So if they're doing it, I know I'm doing it right. So when do you transplant your plants and your trees?
So definitely I stop even planting after May.
After May, okay.
You know, maybe if I know I can get a good drip line on it or something like that, and it's a smaller plant, and sure, you know, to me there's no difference between growing it in a 1 gallon or in the ground. Sure. But for larger transplants, as we head into like December till maybe mid-February, even in March, that's a safe zone.
Okay, for you,
So I'll pull this thing out and, you know, probably I'll do that in late January or February.
Okay. How big of a root ball do you typically take? Like, do you
as big as possible?
As big as possible.
And the kind of the rule of thumb is you want a root ball that is at least going out to the circumference of the outer end of the branches. Oh, okay. So even like on something like this, you would want a really big root ball. That's, you know, why it's challenging to move larger trees. This I've moved, believe it or not, I've moved this. This is its 3rd spot.
Okay, I don't feel bad at all.
It was in the garden. Then I actually had it up there, and I had a plant that I transplanted that got lost. I moved it here temporarily, knowing I was going to move it there.
Okay, okay.
And it has a very, very nice root system, so I'm not worried about it.
It's beautiful.
This is actually a blue spruce.
Blue spruce, okay.
Which is, it's green. It's called green, Silver Threads. A real well-known nurseryman named Bob Fincham. He found it as a seedling, so it'll come out kind of white flushed. And it's more green, you know, than a typical blue spruce that you'll see.
It's beautiful. How big does this one get again? Do you know?
Oh, I took a picture of one in his garden that was definitely double the size of this, and it's probably 10 years old. So, but that's a good question too, or maybe you didn't mean to ask it, and I'm just going to answer it anyways.
Sure, sure.
So people, you know, oftentimes go, well, they look at the label, or they go, wait a minute, how big is this going to get, right? And so it ties into our other theme, which is like, hey, maybe it's spent its 10 years and it's hit its 10-year size. Right. But a good rule of thumb is how much growth is it putting off per year?
Per year. Yeah. And that's what you and Jill go by.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
what's
so
per year.
If I know it's going to go, if it's going to grow 6 inches a year, right? Then okay, a foot every 2 years, 10 feet in 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
Right? So that's actually a really good rule of thumb. This is probably putting off more like a foot, right? So 10 years, maybe it'd be like 8 by 4 or something like that.
So that's what I need to start doing, because I do, like, there's been several things where I'm like, oh, I really want that. But I'm like, well, you know, I mean, in our current garden, it's not our forever home. So I recognize that people will have to remove some things
down the line.
And that's fine. Like, you spend, say, I don't know, just on the lower ballpark, you spend $175 a tree, which is not low, but you know.
Yeah, yeah.
For like
trees are expensive.
Yeah, trees are expensive. And you get to have it in your garden for 10 years. And then it's time to retire it or move it or give it away. I don't think that's like a bad investment.
You know,
it's okay.
I think the same way that you do.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
It's like, okay, yeah, I spent $250 on this, but I need to break that out by a 10-year period.
Right.
Right. So I'm really spending $25 a year on that.
Yeah,
tree.
Which means more money for plants.
Right.
Which
that's our excuses we make to ourselves. Right. That's what we tell our spouses.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as like, you know, plant growth, because that's always a common question. It's like, how big is this going to get? And, you know, don't worry about it, but you can multiply out that annual growth maybe after it's gotten acclimated in the ground. And in most nurseries, you know, like we talked about Isley, they're really good on their tags.
Oh, that's so key.
And that is pretty spot on. You know, they've been growing plants for 40, 50 years. If it says it's going to be, you know, 5 by 3 in 10 years, it's going to be 5 by 3 in 10 years. And I will mention this as well. I will get bamboo and I will mark out on bamboo and I'll bring the bamboo over.
Oh, okay.
So I'll have a piece of bamboo, you know, instead of using a flimsy tape measure. So I'll bring a bamboo and be like, okay, yep, that's 6 feet. And then I'll put the bamboo on its side or lay it on the ground and put the middle of it and say, okay, it's going to take up this much real estate on the ground.
That is so smart.
So that's pretty dorky. Gosh. That's pretty intense.
That's smart though. That's a planner.
I still do that today. In fact, there's a piece of bamboo in the backyard that I have it for a little bit my smaller dwarf plants. I'm like, okay, this is 6 inches, this is 9 inches, this is 12, right? And I'm literally going and making sure, hey, you know, because I don't like to move, you know, as we talk about it's okay to move stuff. I don't like to.
Right. It's not a fun job.
It does disturb it. It's a lot of work and it does disturb it. It'll slow it down.
Right. Oh my gosh.
So this is a little spot in the north side of the house. Got a couple container plants in here. A really big Haley bop. That's a kind of, if we talk about collectors and the coveted plant.
So beautiful. That is so cool, you guys. Oh, I want one of these. These are spectacular. What kind of soil do you use? And then 2, how do you maintain trees in containers like this? Are you fertilizing more often?
Great question. So I work here in Oregon out of the Portland area. And so south of us here, there is a phenomenal place I go, I forget that it's called GoPro. And so I get their 9B. Okay. Like literally, the 9B. It's like professional grade. And that's what I put everything in for all my maples and containers. With my maples, I also will put in more pumice and sand. So if I need a little bit better drainage, but why mess with like a perfect ingredient, right? So I'm not buying bags of it. I'm buying either a half yard or a yard directly out of my trailer, and then I'll store it in garbage cans. Sure. So that's the soil I'm using for 99% of everything. I don't do a lot of fertilizer in any of my maples or any of my conifers in these. Okay. I may use just a little bit for some of my newer grafting, but I don't want, you know, the point of keeping this in a container is to keep it small. Right. And oftentimes with maples, especially maples, if you over fertilize them, they're going to just shoot. They're going to put these whips out. And I really don't want that. Right. So I much rather have, like this last year, this tree's suffering because I transplanted it for the first time in 10 years.
Oh, wow. Right? Which maple is that?
Murasaki Kurohime. Wow. It's got a nice base on it. Yeah. So it suffered a little bit in the back from the transplant, and then it should settle in next year, and then I'll do some more kind of structural pruning on it as well.
Oh, this is a beautiful deck, by the way.
This is, we just got this built maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and
gorgeous.
Put the hot tub in.
Nice. Love.
This one's called Barbara Hauser. Right up the hill from us is the Rogersons' clematis garden.
Yes, we took our viewers there.
Oh, nice.
Lost my mind.
Yeah, Linda and the whole crew, all the volunteers. This one's done really well in a container. And again, what we were talking about, soil soil content, they do a custom blend. You can buy bags there. Guess what? They get it from Grow Pro as well.
Oh, they do? Okay.
But this one, like Linda, she said, make sure you give it a lot of pumice. This one needs really, really good drainage. And I've done that, and it's done phenomenal here. It gets this little tiny purple flower on it, and when it's blooming, even when it's not.
It's interesting, isn't it?
The spent flowers are ornamental as well.
By the way, I love this.
Yeah, isn't this fun?
Yes.
Yeah, water lettuce, and I always forget what these are called, but they're not hardy around here, so you pretty much just have to. I've heard people trying to put them in in greenhouses and stuff like that.
Like in water, or do they pot them up?
No, they just leave them in a greenhouse.
Oh, wow.
And then, because this will all die back in the winter.
Right.
Probably just easier to buy a new one.
Yeah.
I think we stopped here and we went that way.
Yep. So we're back at this side of the garden. We're going to continue walking.
Yeah, this is kind of the original pathway. You can see the stone is the same, some larger stones that have come through.
Is this where you like to keep like some of your special specimens?
Yeah, some smaller stuff is in here. More Daphnes. Here's a Daphne. This is a really cool Daphne that stays ground hugging. The next individual that's coming out is this.
No way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See, so everyone's like, are you kidding me? And this is one of the first plants I put in. It's just outgrown its space.
Right.
It's outgrown its space. It's hard to get through the walkway now. And as we look at it maybe from a different angle, once it comes out, it's going to completely open up this whole area and it will flow way better. So
do you already have something that you would like to replace it with?
Yes, I do. This plant is actually going to get moved. It'll go in the middle. And
this one right here, you guys.
Yeah, this one right here.
That's so pretty.
This one's called Lewis's Spark. There's a whole story behind it. The aesthetic pruner that I've been mentioning that comes in does a lot of work in the Oregon garden, and we put together a aesthetic pruning area with my good friend, the late Doug Wilson, who was the official curator that passed just about a year ago. But he believes the pruner got a seed from pruning a different plant, and that's where it grew from. This is one of my best plants in the garden because it's so bright yellow, way brighter than Chief Joseph. Actually, in the
you'll have to send me a picture of that. Yeah, that's fantastic.
But we already started limbing this up to kind of see what it would look like, and
and it just didn't work.
And again, there's not a lot of real estate here, but it's really going to open things up here.
And it covers all of the beautiful stuff you have going on behind it.
So, when you're standing, over here, if you're walking through, you'll be able to see through the garden, and you'll be able to see all this, which you can't really see right now.
So now we're heading into the backyard, but right before we head into the back, did you also build this box here?
Yeah, I built this box. Everything looked pretty small in it about 7 or 8 years ago, but it's filled up pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned his name earlier for another plant. This was found by Bob Fincham as well. Stays pretty tame, yellow.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, this is another fun maple, and it really puts off great red color.
Yes. Which one is this?
I am thinking, I'm trying to remember the name.
I'm sure all the maple people are like, I know what it is.
It's Skeeter's Broom.
Skeeter's Broom.
Yeah, I always want to call it Pixie, but it's not. It's Skeeter's Broom.
Wow. This color. And is it this color all the time?
Yeah, it's even brighter in the spring.
Wow. Oh my gosh. No way. This is my jam. Like, I'm seeing more flowers. I'm seeing a little, is that plants that you're going to be planting out?
Yeah. Those are grafts, 1 and 2 year grafts, and then other 1s and 1 gallons that are kind of collector plants that just haven't found their way into the ground yet.
Okay, this is absolutely beautiful. Let me just take this in for a second.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, and even in your deck up there, holy cow, full of trees. How big is the garden again, your guys' property?
Oh, I think we're 3/4 of an acre on a corner lot. That was kind of the key piece, is the corner lot gives us a lot of lot to play with.
Oh my goodness. All of your galvanized containers?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Look at this.
Those are like fire pits, and then there's
wow.
a remnant steel place that's down in Canby, Oregon, that I've gotten this stuff from.
Wow. And you still have some clematis that are blooming.
Yeah,
These are probably the late blooming
we
ones.
talked about like pruning clematis. So that's a popular one called Raiguchi, I think is how you pronounce it.
Wow.
And once it's done its first summer bloom, cut it to the ground.
Right.
Because that's second year flush, or second flush for the year rather.
Okay.
But yeah, like I think this one's called Voodoo. This
the fuchsia.
This fuchsia.
Wow.
And I've seen that kind of continue to bloom into November. This is an aster.
That's beautiful. I saw that.
That just pushed out. It takes, like all year for it to
do this.
Yeah, it's like in April or May, like I start seeing it, come out of the ground, and then finally it just starts coming out.
Yeah. Is that a lion's cub?
No, that's Sir Happy.
Sir Happy. Okay.
Yeah.
So was that a witch's broom from a Shishigashira maple?
No.
Okay.
Sir Happy is a seedling selection.
Oh.
Lion's Club is a witch's broom from
Right.
Shishigashira that was found by Dave Helms.
I know we saw one in Dan's garden, and I about
cool.
lost my mind. I was like,
yeah,
wow.
I have one that's
You
over
do?
there and another
Okay.
one that's on the deck.
Oh, you have two?
Yeah.
Okay, now he's just bragging. I think somebody said, I'll sell my firstborn for one. Somebody made a comment in our video. And I was
All
like,
right. Hey.
or maybe I'll sell my kidney for one. And I was like, yes. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I'll sell my kidney. Or sell one of my kidneys. It's
You have two
It's
kidneys.
like, I have two kidneys.
Even this clematis I kind of put these two together on purpose. The purple one is called Galaxy. It's supposed to be a little bit enhancement from tie-dye. And then the other one, oh shoot, I forget the pronunciation of the name. It's a Japanese selection.
That is beautiful.
But it's trailed all the way. So, it started at the top and then made its way to, what happens is it just continues to bloom. You can see there's more blooms on it, but I kind of put the two together because of the purple and that red contrast there. And the hummingbirds love this one as well.
Oh my gosh, the hummingbirds I'm sure they go wild for it.
Yeah.
We have to see your, what would you call, like a little holding cell?
Oh, sure, yeah, holding cell. No, I won't call it a holding cell.
Like, okay.
Called the
propagation tank?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to throw names out there, see what sticks.
No, what have others referenced their, not the bullpen, but the, yeah, like a bullpen.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
So there's either stuff in here that's just maybe one of a kind or rare, or things I haven't put in the ground yet, or stuff I just actually really need to get rid of.
Right. What's like the rarest thing you have here that you'd say in terms of like finding it, because there's not a lot of them?
I mean, I got this from my friend at a nursery. It's from Europe, so they only got like 3 or 4.
Okay. Wow.
I only got like 3 or 4 of those that got sent in. This is a really cool Astramaria.
This is really beautiful.
Yeah, it's called Indian Summer.
And it's a perennial.
Yes,
Wow.
and it blooms it came up like early April, May, I think this year. And it will continue to do this until the first hard freeze.
Wow. This is great. You have a greenhouse. That's so nice.
So we were talking about
oh yes. Here we go.
grafts. So
that's how you do it.
this is the understock from unsuccessfully this last year. So if you hold that up, you can see the graft didn't take. So I'll reuse this. This is still good rootstock.
Sure.
I'll probably graft it below here. But that's what you're doing. You're doing. You're taking a cutting. So this is Ogonjinomi, which is a really cool white pine, Pyrus parviflora. It's got a lot of yellow color in it. Wow. And then here's my greenhouse. But what happened was we had one hot day in March. And this wasn't connected. So this is heat driven. There's wax in here. So once it gets hot, it automatically lifts.
Oh,
and
okay.
I hadn't connected this thing yet.
Okay.
So I got down here like at 11:30 in the morning, and I do all my grafts under here, and the only ones that survived were the ones that were in the corner.
Really?
So,
because it got so hot?
Like the year before, I had like about a 90% take. This year I had a 30%. Because they all got fried literally within a
like
a 3 hour window.
Right.
A 3 hour window.
That can happen so quickly.
And what else can happen is squirrels can eat your
right.
So the rarest one that you asked me about, I had 4 that took. A squirrel bit off 2 of them.
That is
And that was about like 2 weeks ago.
No kidding.
Yeah. So all that work, squirrel came through. Out of all the stuff in there, it just decided
that's the one.
Those are the 2. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty ridiculous. So you just have to roll with the punches, you know. It hurts, but then I was like, okay, what am I going to do? So that's why it's in the netting.
You're such a gardener. I love it so much. There's like little plants. If I ever walk into a garden and I don't see a corner somewhere with like containers or things that need to get planted or things that you're playing with, and I always think, I'm like, where do you keep all of that stuff? Because every gardener has a little area that's like,
okay, this is where, these, so we were speaking about the Rogersons earlier.
Yeah.
And they did a class on rooted cuttings for clematis.
Yeah.
So that's the result
that's what you're doing.
Of them here, I think. So 16 wicks bag, that was propagated on 531. And then I like keeping good track of things. So then I up potted them on 720 and 10 of 11 survived.
Wow. That's so great though. I love bookkeeping. I was in research, so it's like writing everything down is so perfect. By the way, this begonia.
I know that begonia is spectacular.
So beautiful.
So this is our shade garden.
Okay. I love it's very shady here.
Yeah, this is our shade garden. This also, I think this is a really old Sangukaki, which is very old, well-known Japanese maple. It gets the coral bark. Now, albeit the larger ones, they don't get it anymore because they're too old. So we think that's what it is. I didn't put this in. This is like the only 3rd tree that's still in the yard.
Wow.
That provides the shade. And yeah, we did a little shade garden in here. Probably the last thing I've done is this because my focus has been out here. So this is actually kind of all more recent stuff I put in with some of the deciduous and then evergreen ferns and whatnot.
Unbelievable. All of the layers. This definitely feels like its own garden room right here. And it feels like a little microclimate, like right here.
Yeah, exactly.
And I felt that throughout your garden. There's some areas that were a lot cooler. Other areas felt a lot more airy.
Yeah.
I love that, by the way. This is phenomenal. Love that whole situation. Did you do this yourself?
I did.
Was it hard?
It wasn't that hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to come over. You and Jill should come have dinner.
You know, like
have a garden work
me saying
party.
that wasn't hard. I don't know. Like it was hard. Okay, so it wasn't super easy. But you know, it's okay to make mistakes and redo stuff. This actually used to be over there.
Really? Okay. And you moved it.
And I'm like, that's not a good spot for it. So. So we moved it over here. My favorite thing about it actually is the birds that come in. So
the wildlife.
Yeah, I mean, we get like the chickadees, the bush tits that come through, and they bathe in it, and I'm like,
it's just like it's like Narnia in
your
backyard.
Exactly.
It's like, where am I?
Sitting down here, like, okay, this is pretty cool. The final destination is this big leaf maple is going to have to go.
Right.
It's got fungus on the back.
I saw, yeah.
And so it's got a couple years left. So that will be the last hurrah.
Sure.
And then we'll build something similar to this.
To this over there.
Kind of over there.
I don't think you'll ever be done though.
No,
for
we
being
won't
honest.
be done.
Like you'll never be done. Does this feel like your forever home? Like you've put so much?
We're not going to move.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if you are going to move, what are you taking with you?
No, I mean, sure, like us all if we win the lottery, but no, there's not really any reason to. We're in a beautiful neighborhood, and I've invested 15 years of my life into this. It's not going anywhere.
No, it's not. So. And it would be, it's funny because sometimes we'll talk to gardeners and it's not their forever home because people know our home is not our forever home, but the closer we get to really being serious about moving, it really hurts.
Oh,
like it really puts.
You can still dig stuff up.
Oh, I'm going to.
Yeah.
There's like quite a few maples that are coming with us.
Yeah.
I would love to take a couple of conifers. However, I feel like that might be silly because they are rather big right now. But the other thing that I love about your neighborhood, because it is like such an established area right here, and this is what I love about Oregon. You have so many beautiful borrowed views.
Oh yeah.
From all of the trees behind you. So again, an homage to the Pacific Northwest. Like this to me is perfection. Just
that's why we moved here.
Tribute, tribute to the Pacific Northwest. This garden is gorgeous. Here's his little lion cub. That's so pretty. The deck up here, again, there's not one unused area of their garden. This is incredible. I saw it from down there and I was like, no way. He has like a container garden up here. Just beautiful.
That's another.
Yes, Chief Joseph.
Chief Joseph.
Okay. Just wanted to confirm that. How many do you have? 2?
3.
3. Okay.
There's not a larger one down there.
Okay, don't brag. Wow, this view is spectacular. Look at this maple.
That's a special one because that is Jill and I got that. I think that's been in container like almost 20 years.
20 years.
And I've never up-potted it.
Never up-potted it.
I haven't done any other than kind of hacking back where it may have died out and stuff, but it still is like, it's like antique. So yeah, this is an original. We brought this up with us in a U-Haul
from California.
Yeah.
Wow. And right behind us, really quick, you guys have some pitcher plants.
Yeah.
These are cool.
This is actually my wife's garden.
Okay, Jill, you and I are going to connect because I just found somebody in Washington that he breeds them, and he has like the most beautiful collection of pitcher plants.
This you'll see, it's plastic because I did ceramic at first, and then in the wintertime, because they sit in water, it cracked. They all cracked. So I have found doing it in plastic, I can just keep them here all year round.
Okay, that's a good tip, especially for us here in the Pacific Northwest. That's really good to know. But this is just beautiful. I've seen some of my friends are florists, and they use some of them in their wedding design.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And it's really, really cool to see like what they can do in a
especially
bouquet.
the flowers. Like the flower on this thing is just like, what in the world? I mean, this is spent, or like this one is spent, but when they come out, you're like, this thing's from like another planet.
It does. All right, guys, unfortunately, because I can keep going, we're coming to an end in this beautiful tour. I'm sure Jill and Sergey got to hang out. I heard you guys laughing back and forth, and we got to hang out, and that was a lot of fun. There's so much to see in this garden. I hope you guys sat back and really took it all in. Thank you so much for opening up your garden to us. I'm really taken back, and I definitely want them to come to our garden and give us pointers. Like,
absolutely, yeah.
This is what you need to get rid of, and this is what you can keep, and this is what you need to bring in. Especially like, I think some of the stonework that you've done, love to get some of your opinion on that, because we are going to bring in like a stone pathway. So please come on over.
You bet.
In the meantime, if you guys want to stay connected with them, they do have Facebook and Instagram, so I'll make sure to link everything down below. It seems like you post pretty regularly, because I know a lot of people have questions.
We get on there as often as I wish.
Okay. But it is a good way to stay connected.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm sure you might post pictures if people want to see.
I do post a lot of nice pictures.
Okay, well, that's great, because if you want to see their garden then throughout the seasons, I'm sure fall is going to put on quite a color show here. And they do host some open gardens through society, so I will make sure to link some down below in case they do have anything open next year. Again, I think better to just follow them on social media. That way you can stay connected and know what they're up to, and I can't wait. I'm inviting myself back, by the way.
You're
always welcome.
Okay. I'd love to come back in the springtime, because I'm sure it's just a completely different garden then as well.
Yeah, with all the flowers, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And I have some flowers I want to talk to you about, because I would love to bring some to you.
Okay. Fantastic.
I'm inserting the flowers in all of these people's gardens.
Love
slowly by slowly, we're doing it.
Color.
Yes, more color. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. I hope you enjoy this beautiful garden tour, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.